Hello and welcome back to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dreams of owning a home or investing in one. But sometimes I'll give you some news that you can use. The other day I was watching Real Housewives of Potomac. It happens to be one of my favorite shows. In there, one of the characters, Stacy, or one of the new cast members actually, better terminology, she is actually going through a divorce. She was mentioning how she had a traditional marriage where the husband takes care of all of the finances. Well, they had a meeting at the divorce, I guess, proceedings. They're not necessarily in court. They're just sitting down at the table to decide who is going to get what. And one of the things that she said that struck me a little bit was her name was on accounts that she wasn't even aware of that they even had. Then the other cast member, Wendy, said, wow, her marriage is very good. But she, in listening to the conversation, said that her marriage is somewhat traditional as well. Her husband takes care of all of the mortgage payments and all of the taxes. So I wanted to just stop right there and address this issue of traditional marriages. My opinion, traditional marriages, I feel like they don't work. They may work when it comes to love, but they don't necessarily work when it comes to finances. Because even outside of the show, I've known a lot of people who, after the husband dies, it's not always a divorce, but the husband will die and the wife, she doesn't know anything because she wasn't taking care of the finances. Look, I understand where, some people are better at math than others. So you let the person who is good at math take care of it. And normally, not always though, it's the husband. Sometimes it's the wife, but that's another story, right? But here's the thing about it. Whether you are the person who is in charge of paying the bills or not, you should still know who the bills are getting paid to. Because again, in case of divorce or in case of death, you need to know so that you can survive when this person is no longer in your life. When you don't pay the taxes, the government will come and put a lien against your house, first of all. And it depends on where you live, how long that lien is there. Some states, the lien is there for 3 weeks. And if you don't pay up in 3 weeks, then they put your house up for auction. Whoever bids the highest, or wins the bid rather, they are allowed to come and take your home, and they will foreclose on you, get the sheriff, and move you out. They normally don't always. There are some people who do, but normally they don't negotiate with you. And you can't come back and say, well, I don't know nothing about this and I haven't heard of nothing. No, you're hearing it now. Whether you know or not, ignorance of the law, they don't really count that in court. You can't use that as a defense that you did not know X, Y, and Z. It is the law. If you don't pay your taxes, they will take your house, particularly your property taxes. Your house will be taken from you. Other places, yes, the lien is maybe a year or longer. But you need to know who to send that check to every year and when that amount of money is due. Okay? The next thing you also need to know is that water bill, because they can also slap a lien on you. If I'm not mistaken, they can even shut off in certain counties. They may even be able to shut that off on you. Same thing with the electricity. Some people have more than one electric company in their state, in their city, town, whatever. You need to know who you're paying the electric bill to. You know, we are living in a day and time where they don't always mail letters to your house because you're doing things electronically for the most part. Okay, so if your husband, I'm just saying your husband in general, because in most traditional marriages, that's how it is. If your husband is doing it electronically, normally it's what? Going to his email address. Do you even know what your husband's email address is? And if you do know his email address, do you know what the password is to his email address so that when he dies, you can go in there and look to see if there's any creditor that is looking for a bill? That's why it's important, a bill to get paid, you know, because you will get the lights cut off if you don't pay the electric bill after a certain point. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. I've come this close to it, okay, where they actually, because at that time I was getting my bills in the mail and it was mailing, the postman dropped it off at the wrong address. So I didn't get it. But that's still on me. That's my fault because I know that it's due at a certain time. So if I don't see it come in the mail, it was my job, my responsibility to call them up on the phone and say, hey, you know, it's another month and normally I get the bill and I didn't get it. So what's going on here? You know, let's not play. You know, sometimes we do play games, let's be honest. Sometimes we're like, oh, well, I didn't get it, so I ain't pay it. No, pay it. Find out why it didn't come. You know, and sometimes what they'll do is they'll turn around and put like a late fee on you if you don't pay it. So please be on top of these bills, be on top of the mortgage. Even if you don't know, you may not necessarily need to know like how much it is, but at least know who it is. Like, is your mortgage with Chase? Is it with Wells Fargo? Like, know like which bank the mortgage has to be paid to. Okay. Then know which electric company it has to be paid to. But I would say the most important one you need to definitely know is the taxes. You should have your spouse write it down on a piece of paper saying, okay, the taxes get paid to 66 John Street, New York State Finance Department. Okay. So that this way they know they can actually either physically get up and go down there, go downtown, or they can write the letter and put the check in and mail it. Or they also have a website where you can log into the website and pay it. Now, if you log into the website, guess what? The website normally has a login and a password for your account. You, as the wife, should know what the login and password is to that account. Because like I said, a lot of things today are done electronically. A lot of times you don't necessarily appear, especially during 2020, they wasn't even letting us go to the buildings. When I went down to 100 Gold Street regarding a particular matter, I said, well, since I'm in the area, I just walk over there and speak to someone directly. They were like, oh, no, this is COVID. You ain't coming in the building if you don't work in here. Where's your ID? Like, I had to have an ID, a government issued ID, not the driver's license. but something to say I was a government worker. They wasn't letting me in the building. Okay? And they were like, no, if you want to talk to someone, you either call us on the phone or you go online. I was specifically told that when I went downtown to take care of a certain situation. Okay? So I am giving you guys that information so that you know you are protected. I'm going to go a little personal. A friend of mine, when her father died, now they had their home, okay, so they were good that way. But the mother, she did not know anything when he died. The father also had other real estate investments. The mother, she did not know anything. And another family member stepped in, but that family member, unfortunately, conned her out of the investments that her husband made. And she didn't collect anything. She couldn't really sue him because not only did he con her, but he was bad with money, period, anyway, and lost everything. He lost everything due to his bad management skills and bad financial skills. And there were some personal habits that he had that caused him to lose. He had an addiction. I'll just leave it at that. Okay? So that's why I don't believe in the traditional marriage when it comes to finance. When it comes to love and romance, and yeah, I believe in that part. But when it comes to finance, where it's only one person that knows what the bills are and who to pay, no, I don't believe that. I believe that both individuals should know who gets what bill. Where are the bill collectors located? And the tax collector, the tax assessor, where are they? And when do they get paid? You should know that. It should be written down on paper somewhere. And you should know so that in case you guys get a divorce or in case one of you dies, particularly the person that's taking care of the finances, if they die, the other one knows how to pick up the pieces at that particular point. Because especially when it's a death, you are like so devastated and overcome with emotion that sometimes you can't even really think straight. You understand me? So that's why I'm coming to you with this. I thought it was a great episode. I'm sorry if I spoiled it for those of you who didn't see it yet, but definitely go and check it out. That's all I have for you. Bye for now. Don't forget to share this amongst your friends. Remember, each one, reach one, teach one. Until next time, have a good night.